in Poland to stand up to LGBTQ+ free zones. Parades for LGBT rights took place under heavy police presence on Saturday at the foot of Catholic Poland's most revered monastery in Czestochowa in the south and in Gdansk on the Baltic coast. The massive police presence, which included officers on horseback, was seen as the factor that prevented any clashes with far-right groups, which shouted anti-LGBT slogans like "No homosexual love" at the marchers in Czestochowa. There have been previous cases of violence by far-right groups against equality parades in Poland, especially in the foot of Poland's 15th century Jasna Gora Monastery. The far-right groups have support from Poland's right-wing national government, which stresses that the nation's historic attack on Catholic values. Czestochowa's third equality parade was undisturbed Saturday, even though far-right activists came from other cities to show their opposition to it.
I love this. I mean, all over the world, places that are seen as oppressive for LGBTQ folks are having these parades. And even though there's so much opposition and so much hatred thrown at them, they still do it.
I got my start volunteering in Pride, and there used to be just a group of people outside St. Patrick's in New York, and they would diminish year by year, less and less people.
Yeah.
I used to like to drive them crazy by blowing them kisses.
Well, I think even in the United States, you know, we're seeing Pride parades pop up, and it kind of reminds us
more
in
urban
South Florida where we kind of take it for granted that Pride is a big party. When you see these Pride parades, I know that it's like Sarasota has a Pride parade now, which is, again, a place that's you would not have thought it to be as welcoming. And I was there recently, and they have a Pride Square that they painted in Sarasota. So I think we need to support these less popular maybe Pride events, because even in our own country, there's a lot of places that we're not welcome.
Right, true.
I mean, LGBTQ is everywhere, and so we should really support for even our persons who are living out in rural areas like it really does need more support, and I fully agree on that.
We have to constantly remind ourselves not to broadly stereotype any current situation, because there's always exceptions to the rules. I'm from Sarasota, and when I was involved in Pride for years. My company was involved in Pride for years. To have a parade in Sarasota was impossible. Yeah. It was a small celebratory event, but it was a very conservative community. Now there's a Pride parade, and Sarasota County School Board became the first Donald Trump county from the 2020 election to mandate masks in the schools.
Wow.
Progress.
It's a situation where we shouldn't always assume we are all this or we are all that.
Yes.
When you can use science and information and it be delivered and we can educate, change can happen.
Right.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT